Hello, dear students. This is Yamarema, continuing with the chapter organism in organism and population. So, in this chapter, today we'll be learning regarding the topic population. So, population includes its size, attributes, and also population density. We'll be learning in this video. Now, what is population? Population sizes, when we refer, it is the total number of organism of a specific species present in a specific geographical area at a specific time is known to be as a population. Usually, when we consider the population of India, that is only of the human population, when the rating of human population is accounted, that time we also stand the second places only we can tell. By means every day the breeding rate and human population, when we see the census, it is exploding. So that what in the reproductive health chapter also we were talking about the control of the population explosion by the birth control. So that is was a one mean. But in this chapter, we are learning regarding the population of different type of organism and also comparative study of both the male and female population of different types of organisms. So here, what is population accordingly? A population is a group of individuals of a same species that live in a given geographical area and share or compete for a similar resources and potentially reproduce. Now, when we are living in a particular area, that is when we regard ourselves the Homo sapiens and we live in an area, we compete for a similar resources. In the same way, the group of individuals which compete for a similar resources and potentially reproduce accordingly, they are also known as a population. So here it is not the study of the human population. Here it is a study of the population in a particular area with that of its habitat of a different type of organisms. Example. So all the cormorants in a wetland, rats in an abundant dwelling, teakwood trees in a forest, tract bacteria in a culture plate, and lotus plants in a pond, etc. So these are the different types of examples for population. So a species living in a particular area, in a particular geographical area at a particular unit of time, we call it as to be a population size also. Coming to population ecology. Population ecology is an important area of ecology as it links to the ecology to population and also genetics and evolution. So whenever we study regarding the population ecology, we are going to study the area that is habitat of an organism and also its genetic variation and the evolutionary characteristic of that particular species or the organism existing in a particular habitat. So this what we study regarding with the comparative population existing in a particular area or it needs for habitat. So coming to the population attributes, these are all the things which we are going to study. In the population attributes, we are going to study regarding the population density, birth rate, death rate, that is birth rate, mortality, natality, death rate, sex ratio, then about age pyramid. So these are the subtopics which we will be studying under the topic population. So here I am again telling we are regarding the population of the different types of species existing in its own geographical area with all these concerned points. Coming to the population attributes, the first one is birth rate. So it refers to the per capita birth. That is, for example, here we have given an example. In a pond, there are nearly how much 20 lotus plants last year. So it is just a small calculation to make you to understand what is birth rate. And through reproduction, 8 new plants are added. Hence, the current population is equal to 28. So what might be the birth rate? 8 divided by 20 is equal to 0.4 offsprings per lotus per year it is born. You understand it? So this is on a small calculation to tell how the population increases by the birth as the birth occurs. As the birth occurs, the population goes on adding and increasing in number. So here also in human population we have shown as the birth rate increases and the death rate if it declines once. So there is an increase in the population rate. That what it is referred to first one. It refers to per capita births. That means in a pond when we consider 20 lotus plants, where in the last year 8 were added in the new year. Now the population will increase. It is increased by 8. So that is 20. So when we calculate, it is zero point 0.4 offsprings per lotus per year. It is adding to that of the existing population. So next is the death rate. So when we tell the death rate means it is a mortality rate. So death rate usually the death rate is expressed as a number of deaths per 1,000 individuals of the population per year. The changes in the number of individuals in a population is due to their natality and also mortality, we can tell. So here, birth rate means it refers to per capita deaths. It is also here, it is been given one example to understand like four individuals, okay, four individuals in a laboratory population of 40 fruit flies died during a week. So how many? Four individuals, okay, among 40 fruit flies died in a week. In a week means 7 days. Yes, the death rate is equal to 4 by 40. That is zero point 0.1 individual per fruit fly per week it is going to die. That is a decrease in the population. How it occurs, it is calculated. So how many? So 4 individuals is minus among 40. Okay, if it is divided among the 40 fruit flies per, that is per week, how much means 0.1 individuals per fruit fly per week it is died. So that is the ratio of the death rate. It is mortality death rate. Next is sex ratio. So when we refer the sex ratio of a population, it refers to the number of females and male per 1,000 individuals. In human, there were nearly 933 females per 1,000 males in our country in 2001. In animals, the ratio of males and females are equal in number. Usually, males and females in the animals will find that they are quite equal. But when we consider a population as per the sex ratio also it differs. Here a population as a sex ratio. Example, 60% of population is a female and 40% is male accordingly. But in one study we tell it has said that 933 females per 1,000 males in our country in 2001 it was existing, but in animals the ratio were being equal. Next is age pyramid. Age pyramid means it is individuals in a population are of different ages such as young, adult, old. Also, animals and plants are produced in a large number depending upon the abiotic factors. So here we are having the three types of group of population. That is, this graph represents the representation of a age pyramid for a human population. First one is showing is an expanding that is growing pyramid. Second is a stable population and third is a declining population. So when we consider the post, growth status that is in a pre-reproductive stage. Pre-reproductive stage means it is a stage where the growth is more but the reproduction is less. So pre-reproductive stage you can find it is in expanding, it is quite growing and stable it is limited. Here it is completely less. Coming to the reproductive in the expanding you find a little bit enhancing, whereas post reproductive is also it is not so very enhanced. The post reproductive stage is more stable in usually in all the graph when we see here. Reproductive phase may be there is a difference comparative in the three types of population pyramid, whereas post reproductive is usually common. I feel in all the age pyramid. So if the age distribution that is percentage of individuals of a given age or age group is plotted for population. The resulting structure is called as the age pyramid. The age distribution depends upon the natality and also mortality in a population. Three age groups are identified here, as I explained to you, that is post-reproductive, reproductive, re-reproductive stage. So with regard to the age distribution, there are three kind of population. There are three kind of population means here are the expanding population, stable population and declining population. And the shapes of the age pyramid is based on the three age group is represented. The size of the population tells us a lot about in the status in the habitat. The population size or density cannot be determined directly, especially when the population size is very large or it is impossible for us to count or a time consuming. In such a cases, either the relative density is measured by the, for example, number of Chlamydomonas in a pond, a dense bacterial culture in a petri dish, a dense laboratory culture of pathogenium in a test tube, or population size is determined indirectly without actual counting or seeing them. Example is pug marks, fecal pellets are taken into account to determine the population size of tigers in national parks and tiger reserves. So this has to be. So usually when we consider the count the census of that is the population of the tiger and elephant, usually forest people or forest officer will not go into the forest accounting for asking them how many members are you, how many you have breed. That cannot be done. Yes or no? Yes. So how do they find out the population of these wild animals means usually they will collect the pellets and testify them and make sure those pellets that is fecal matter ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಗುರುತು ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ animals ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಗುರುತುಗಳು those and all foot marks of the animals, newly born animals and pregnant, all that they account it. So by that, approximate population of wild animals is being calculated. So here it is the structure obtained when the age distribution is plotted for population here. This diagram I have to show. It shows the age distribution of both male and females in a combined diagram. This diagram is not different of only female or only male. So it is a age pyramid of showing age pyramid of both males, females and males. So population size or population density when we consider, it is the number of individuals of a species per unit area or a volume. So when we consider a volume, see this is the Chlamydomonas we have taken. So this Chlamydomonas, how we will measure if you take a test tube, you will measure in volume, that is 1 ml of what is that medium has so many number of bacteria, Chlamydomonas or so many number of bacteria existing. So in this way we will calculate the population size and also population density, which is denoted as N. For example, population density of Siberian cranes. See here. In this picture, we are trying to show you Siberian cranes here at Bharatpur wetlands in an year in which is lesser than 10. It is millions of Chlamydomonas in a pond. So here, the population density of Siberian birds is been at Bharatpur wetlands in an year. It is less than 10. It is a millions of Chlamydomonas are being seen in a pond. So this how you measure the population density. So here are two examples we have given, that is millions of Chlamydomonas in a pond and Siberian cranes at a Bharatpur wetland. So every year if you see there will be decreasing in the number of Siberian kings. Maybe they migrate or they may be death occurs. So there might be many reasons for the decrease in the population density as such. Okay, coming to population size and population density. Here we are trying to compare two species. One is Parthenium, another one is Banyan tree. So here it is the number of individual of a species per unit area or volume. So number of individuals of a species per unit area. For example, if you take Parthenium, okay, if you take a Parthenium in a consideration in a particular area, not in India means near Kanyakumari and in Gokak, not like that. It is only in a spread of an Parthenium in a particular unit area means maybe near in a Gokakvani in some places, yeah, or in some field the growth of that species per unit area or per volume it will be calculated, and that population will be accounted, which is tells the population size of that organism in that area. Example here, one or two examples, the same examples we have given here. That is the population density of Siberian cranes at Bharatpur wetlands. In any year, it will be how much it will be? It will be lesser than 10. It is millions for Chlamydomonas in a pond. When we compare microorganism with that of an what do you tell? A bigger organism, usually its number decreases, its density decreases when compared to the microorganism. So population size is also measured in a percent cover or biomass. I think so. We have talked about biomass. What is biomass means? See, the existing of a big tree. When a big tree exists on its waste might be litter, maybe that is the leaves might be, in case when it dies might be its accumulation on this earth is said to be a biomass. So in an area 200 Parthenium plants and a huge banyan tree are seen. In such cases, measuring the percent cover or a biomass is a meaningful to some, shows importance of a banyan tree. See, if you consider nearly 200 Parthenium, the biomass of that Parthenium is lesser than to the compared to the biomass of a banyan tree. That means population size can also be measured in a percent cover or the percent of the biomass existing on this biosphere. That is also in consideration. Okay. So here the total number, okay, the total number is difficult to measure for huge population. In huge population means in the cases of honeybees might be, or in a cases of a fish caught in a net might be. So this all indicates difficult to measure the huge population in number. Maybe in weight you can measure if you consider the fish and all. But when we consider to the total number, it is quite difficult to measure for a huge population. In cases, relative population density can be understood. What is relative density? Population density means without knowing absolute population density. Means a relative density is not an exact density. Like approximate density we can tell easily. Example, the number of fishes caught per trap indicates its total population density in a lake. Okay, when they catch the fishes in a net, it is understood the number of a population, relative population density is more, but not exact number of the fishes can be counted in a particular lake. Per trap means per while they catching in a net, they consider so much of fish is being catched or may on its weight, or maybe measured. It can be measured at each trap, one, two trap, three trap, four trap. If you get a same amount of fishes are being found in the trap, means that means it is understood many number of fishes are being existing over here. So in some cases, indirect estimation also is done. Whereas as I told you, in the wild animals, so tiger, elephants, and all, a man cannot go behind the animals in counting how many numbers are there, how many tigers are existing in a forest. We cannot go and ask how many are breeded in a year. Can we do that? No. So here it is estimated approximately the number of tigers by, I told you, no, by the pellets collected, that is fecal matter, fecal pellets which is been tried there by collecting that, or by the foot marks, pug marks of the old tigers and also new tigers, like that. Not only tigers, maybe the lion population or the elephant population is a relative density. It is not a permanent population density can be holded on. A relativeness, that means approximate of this population can be set by collecting all this information. So that what we call it as indirect estimation of population size is performed. Example is tiger census in national park and tiger reserves based on the pug mark and the fecal pellets. So next is population growth. So population growth, the population size changes depending on the factors like food availability, maybe predation pressure, and also weather. The changes in population density gives us some idea about the population, the whether it is flourishing or declining. What do you mean by flourishing or declining? Flourishing means is the number of the organism is increasing, or the number of organism is declining, means is that in that species is getting the, I mean the district, I mean not finding ourselves that type of species in that environment, its density is increasing or its population is decreasing. We understand by how, by calculating the population density. So yeah. So population growth, we have a four basic process that fluctuates the population density. So which are the four basic process which fluctuates the population density? Means one is natality, that is birth rate; mortality, that is death rate; then immigration, migration. So here you can see natality is represented as B. It is a number of births in a population during a given period. Mortality means D. It is a number of deaths in a population during a given period. So if more number of people die, okay, and less birth occurs, there might be decline in the population. If there is no death rate and there is only birth rate, that means there is increase in population. It's very easy to understand. So immigration is represented as I. It is a number of individuals of same species that have come into habitat from elsewhere during a given period of time. That's what we call it as a migrating period. So at that particular period, the population might be more because they have come from somewhere else and settled in our habitat. Suddenly, our population rate increases. If the number of individual of that population will leave the habitat and go somewhere else in a particular given period, means immediately population rate of that particular area might decrease. That is called as migration. Okay. So immigration means the individual coming into a particular habitat at a given period is called as immigration. Migration means the individual moving out of the habitat at a given period is called as a migration. So the population growth is being calculated by the formula Nt plus 1 is equal to Nt plus, that is B plus I minus death rate plus immigration. So natality and immigration increases the population density, and mortality and immigration decreases the population density. So here what do you mean by immigration? Means here the population when it is added. See, if this is a population density, here if the people come inside a population habitat, the population increases. Okay. Then migration means if the peoples or the individual go out of the habitat, the population decreases. So here we are trying to tell you the birth rate plus migration. If these two are added, the population density increases. So this two is equal. We can tell which one? Immigration and natality. The birth rate means a new individual is born. In the same way, immigration means the new individuals are coming into the habitat or into the population. So both are said to be the adding upon the species in a population. When we consider mortality, it is death rate, and immigration means individual moving out of the habitat. So both are considered to be the same. So here in the formula, what we have given here, if n is the population density at the time given. T is was NT means population density at the time T. Then it density at a time T plus 1, that is time plus 1 at the particular population density when it is considered. The formula is population density at the time plus birth rate plus immigration. If you minus death rate and immigration, what do you get? You will get a population density. So here population density increases if B plus, see, if B plus I occurs, the population density increases, is more than D plus E. If D plus E is added, its population decreases. Otherwise, that what it will decrease. So B plus I increases in population, then D plus E increases the, decreases the population. If B plus I minus D plus E is equal to population density. So here we get the population density at a particular time. So that is the meaning of this formula. So I think so you have understood the video, children. So this is regarding population growth. So I will meet you in the next class with that of the exponential growth. Okay, I think so you have understood this. So very easy to understand this formula. The population NT means how do we get the population density rate means birth rate plus immigration minus death rate plus migration. So people moving out and people dying are the same. So if you add and if this is added and minus in the birth and immigration, you will get the population density regarding the formula. Okay, clear? Okay, thank you.